guys, welcome back to Tech for Kids C. Today we are going to be making an Arduino LED circuit. Let's get started. Alright, so what you're going to need for this project is an Arduino Uno. You can use an Arduino Mega or Nano. Whatever you have will work. Just note the wiring will be a little different. You'll need a breadboard. Any size will do. I'm just using a standard size breadboard. A big one, like this one, this will work as well. The wiring will always be the same. And then a resistor. Any resistor between about 100 ohms to 400 ohms should do the job. An LED. In this case, we're going to be using a green LED, but any color will work. A couple of male-to-male jumper wires. You'll need 3 of them. And that's all you need to get started. In the next segment, we are going to be going over how to build the circuit. Alright, time to build the circuit. So first what you want to do is you want to take your LED, and on the LED, it's hard to tell on camera, but you'll notice that there's one longer end and one shorter end. The longer end is the positive end, so you can put that into the breadboard. Just make sure you know which side the positive end is on. Make sure it's on the same rail. So like that. So have something a little bit like this. That. And then, come on, focus camera, there we go. And now what you want to do is you're going to take your resistor. Here, let me grab it here. And you're going to put it on the positive side, on the same rail, and then you could bridge it over the gap. Alright, so now that we have that resistor in, we can start putting the wires in. So, step number 1 for the wires, I'll zoom in a little on the camera. Step 1 for the wires. You'll notice on your breadboard there's a blue rail, a red rail, then another blue rail, and a red rail. So the red rail is the positive, that goes for this side and this side here. And the blue rail is the negative. So we're going to take this jumper wire, doesn't matter what color, and then we are going to plug it in to a ground spot on the Arduino. You could do it directly right from the LED, but if you're planning to do multiple LEDs, it's just easier to do it this way because you have lots more ground ports. So you can put it to any one of the ground ports on the Arduino, and then you should be good to go. Now, you're going to take another jumper wire, again, doesn't matter what color, and then stick it in the negative rail, so the short end of the LED, and you'll connect that up right to the negative rail here. So you should have something that looks like this. So now what we need to do is we need to have some form of communication for the wires. So you're going to, from the end of the resistor here, we are going to take the cable and plug it into digital pin number 2. Like that. So now, everything's wired up. In the next segment, we'll go over the code and how to write the code and explain the code, and then we'll upload it and we'll see if this works. See you then! Alright, so now that we have built this circuit, it's time to take a look at the code, and this code really isn't that complex. So taking a look at it, first we're just defining the red LED, but in this case it isn't a red LED, but it doesn't matter. You can always just call it LED as well. So then that's on pin 2. So remember earlier when we plugged the LED into pin number 2. So that's that. And then under void setup, so this means it'll only run once. There's pin mode RLED output. So you're probably like, Dominic, what's that? Well, that means we're defining the red LED, but in our case it's actually a green LED, to be an output. So we're telling the Arduino not to be receiving signals in, we're sending the signals out. So that's under void setup. Any code that you put under void setup, it'll only run once. Then under void loop, we have digital write RLED high. So it turns on the LED. Then a delay for 1 second. And just note the Arduino IDE does measure in milliseconds. and then digital right R LED low. That's turning the LED off, and then delay for 1 second, and they'll turn it back on, and then just keep doing that until you disconnect the power. So then to upload that, we'll just click here. There's nothing connected, so you just click upload. It'll compile it, and in this case it gave me an error. That's because my Arduino isn't plugged in. But make sure in the tools section you choose your right board. So in this case we're using an Arduino Uno and the right port. There's no Arduino Uno plugged in right now. The cable isn't connected. So in the next segment, we will test it out, make sure it works. See you then. Oh, one more thing. The code and wiring diagram are linked in the description, so you can view the wiring diagram and download the code and upload it to your own Arduino. All right, so I just plugged into the Arduino to my computer, and I uploaded the program, and you can see the LED is blinking. So your LED should be blinking too. If not, you could just let me know down in the comments, and I'll help you out. But this was a very fun project, and I hope you had fun with it as well. Congratulations! If you are following along, you just made yourself your own Arduino LED circuit. If you have any questions, or if your LED isn't blinking, or if you have trouble with the code, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll take a look, and I'll definitely reply back. I do read all of the comments on my videos. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!